The 5 biggest risks facing Angelina Jordan, and how she can outsmart the industry. Every promising artist reaches a phase where talent is no longer the primary question. The real question becomes sustainability. For Angelina Jordan, the stakes are no longer about proving she can sing. That was settled years ago when she won Norway's Got Talent and later captivated global audiences on America's Got Talent, The Champions. Now the conversation is about longevity. And longevity requires navigating risk. Risk number 1, the child prodigy ceiling. History shows that many child stars struggle to transition into respected adult artists. Audiences often freeze them in time. Nostalgia becomes both an asset and a limitation. If Angelina is continually framed as the barefoot little girl with a deep voice, it restricts her growth. The solution is narrative repositioning. Strategic interviews, original music releases, and mature thematic storytelling must consistently reinforce her evolution. She cannot rely on childhood highlights as the foundation of her identity moving forward. Risk number 2, over-commercialization. Being signed to Republic Records provides access to elite production networks. But large labels often operate on performance metrics, streaming numbers, algorithm placement, radio traction. If pressured into chasing mainstream pop trends that dilute her jazz blues core, she risks losing the very differentiation that makes her compelling. The counter-strategy is controlled collaboration. She must work with producers who understand restraint and emotional nuance rather than formula-driven hooks. Risk number 3, underexposure. Ironically, moving too slowly can also create stagnation. Angelina's brand has been built on patience and mystique. That is powerful. But extended silence between major releases can weaken momentum in a fast-moving digital ecosystem. The balance is measured visibility, acoustic sessions, intimate live performances. Behind-the-scenes creative glimpses, enough to sustain audience connection without oversaturation. Risk number 4, vocal transition mismanagement. As artists mature, vocal timbre shifts. Range can expand in some areas and contract in others. Angelina's lower register has grown richer over time, but expectations tied to her earlier tone may create comparison pressure. The key is repertoire adaptation. Song selection must align with her evolving vocal architecture. Trying to recreate childhood tonal qualities could strain authenticity. Embracing the matured voice strengthens credibility. Risk number 5, psychological fatigue. Growing up under public scrutiny introduces invisible stressors. Every release invites comparison to viral milestones. Every stylistic shift invites critique. Sustained performance careers require emotional resilience frameworks, strong management, private creative spaces, and strategic downtime. Protecting mental equilibrium is not optional, it is structural to career longevity. Now let's shift from risk to opportunity. Each of these vulnerabilities also contains potential advantage. The child prodigy narrative, if reframed correctly, becomes a story of evolution rather than nostalgia. Over-commercialization pressure can push her to sharpen artistic boundaries. Underexposure can maintain mystique. Vocal maturation can add authority. Psychological challenges can deepen songwriting authenticity. The difference between artists who fade and artists who endure is strategic awareness. Angelina's greatest competitive advantage is that her foundation is not built on trend cycles. It is built on emotional interpretation. Emotional interpretation ages well. It adapts. It strengthens with lived experience. Consider how legendary vocalists built careers across decades. They evolved their themes as their lives evolved. They did not compete with youth, they matured into authority. Angelina's tonal depth positions her naturally toward that trajectory, if decisions align with long-term thinking rather than short-term metrics. Another strategic lever is live performance curation. Instead of pursuing purely commercial tours, selective high-quality venues, orchestral collaborations, jazz festivals, acoustic showcases reinforce artistic seriousness. Artistic seriousness compounds over time. It attracts critical respect in addition to fan loyalty. Original music will ultimately determine the trajectory. Covers established interpretation. Originals will establish identity. If her songwriting explores themes like transition, isolation within fame, vulnerability, and personal growth, she can reposition from prodigy to storyteller. And storytelling builds legacy. The industry is unpredictable. Algorithms shift. Genres rotate. Trends expire. But emotional authenticity retains value across cycles. Angelina Jordan does not need reinvention. She needs refinement. Refinement of image. Refinement of sound. Refinement of narrative. If she manages these risks with discipline and patience, the story will not be about whether she survived early fame. It will be about how she transformed it into permanence. The next phase will not be defined by applause. It will be defined by strategic decisions, because once we understand the risks, the next logical step is execution. Talent without strategic execution fades. Talent with strategic execution compounds. So what would intelligent execution look like for Angelina Jordan at this stage? First, sequencing matters. Before releasing a full studio album, the smartest move would be a carefully positioned lead single. Not a loud commercial pivot. Not a dramatic reinvention. But a statement piece. A song that clearly signals maturity. Something original, emotionally layered, and vocally restrained, yet undeniably current in production texture. The goal of that single would not be immediate chart domination. The goal would be repositioning perception. The messaging around it would subtly shift the narrative from former child prodigy to emerging adult artist. Interviews would focus on songwriting involvement, creative direction, and lived experiences rather than childhood milestones. Language shapes perception. Perception shapes market positioning. Second, visual strategy must align with sonic direction. If the music is intimate and atmospheric, the visuals must avoid excess. Cinematic lighting. Minimalist styling. Mature color palettes. Controlled camera work. No overproduced spectacle. The visual tone should communicate composure and intentionality. Consistency across music video aesthetics, live sessions, and promotional imagery builds brand coherence. Coherence builds memorability. Third, performance placement must be selective. Instead of chasing every televised opportunity, Angelina should prioritize stages that reinforce artistry. Intimate acoustic sets. Orchestral collaborations. Carefully curated live showcases. Each appearance must strengthen the perception of seriousness. This is positioning psychology. Audiences subconsciously categorize artists based on context. Serious venues create serious perception. Fourth, release pacing must balance visibility and mystique. Too many releases in a short period can dilute anticipation. Too few can reduce engagement momentum. A strategic rollout could look like this: lead single, followed by a live acoustic version weeks later, then a behind-the-scenes creative documentary short, then a second single that reveals a different emotional texture. Each step builds narrative progression. Narrative progression sustains attention longer than isolated content drops. Fifth, collaboration must be intentional. A carefully chosen duet with an established but artistically respected vocalist could accelerate adult positioning. Not a trending pop influencer, but someone aligned with emotional depth. The collaboration must feel organic, not transactional. Collaborations communicate association. Association influences perception. 6th, audience segmentation should be acknowledged. Angelina's fan base spans multiple age groups. Younger listeners may engage more digitally. Older listeners may value live instrumentation and physical formats. A rollout strategy that includes intimate vinyl releases, stripped-down studio sessions, and digital exclusives could bridge those demographics effectively. Strategic inclusivity strengthens longevity. Now let's discuss the most critical variable: creative authorship. If Angelina increases her visible involvement in songwriting and conceptual direction, credibility expands. Even partial songwriting credits shift narrative weight. She transitions from performer to creator. Creator status multiplies artistic authority. And authority anchors legacy. Finally, timing is everything. Releasing during a crowded pop cycle dominated by high-energy trends could overshadow her subtlety. Selecting a quieter cultural window, where audiences are receptive to reflective music, could maximize impact. Market awareness is not selling out. It is strategic intelligence. The overarching principle is simple: controlled evolution, no dramatic reinvention. No abandonment of core identity. No reactionary trend chasing. Instead, gradual maturity, clear narrative repositioning, and artistic consistency. Angelina Jordan does not need louder production. She needs sharper definition. Because in a noisy industry, clarity is competitive advantage. If this next phase is handled with patience and precision, the conversation will shift permanently, not remember when she was 8. But this is the artist she has become. And also, if you enjoy this video, please subscribe and comment for more videos, and please share the video. Thanks for watching. See you in another next video. Peace out.